Despite laws and greater awareness, people with disabilities continue to be humiliated every day in India. Today, a woman with cerebral palsy was offloaded from a SpiceJet flight because the pilot felt she was not fit to fly. Jija Ghosh is a teacher at Kolkata's Indian Institute of Cerebral Palsy and often flies alone across India and abroad.
42-year-old Jija Ghosh is outraged. She has lived independently in the UK as a student. She is a teacher at Kolkata's Indian Institute of Cerebral Palsy. She is a frequent flyer in India and abroad, and yet today a pilot decided she was unfit to fly and ordered her off the plane because she is a differently abled person.
Yeah.
Okay. And
The other people were they tried to convince him to let me fly, but he was adamant.
SpiceJet has since offered to fly her to Goa tomorrow, but Jija wants action against the pilot.
I think that people should be just so cost. They don't deserve to hold the job.
Absolutely.
They are not human beings. They are not human beings.
So Jija has filed a complaint, a very angry complaint, saying that today's experience was not only humiliation for her, but the entire community across the country of people with disabilities who are, however, completely able to travel by themselves wherever they wish to go. It is a humiliation that Jija will take a long time living down. In Kolkata, with Nobin, Ponidipa Banerjee, NDTV.
Well, it's a shocking report there. Joining us now, Dr. Meetu Allur, founder, chairperson of the National Resource Centre for Inclusion. Thanks very much, Dr. Allur, for joining us. We just saw that story there, and the irony being that Jija was on her way to Goa to attend a conference on inclusiveness.
That is exactly what happened, and I'm absolutely shocked because Jija has travelled all over the country, as she rightly said. She's been abroad, she's a double MA, she's educated, she walks very well, she has slight ataxia, but any of us could have that, you know, at any time. And she's very fluent in her speech, and I just am absolutely shocked that this could happen and that the captain just threw her out. And I mean, how insulting and how shameful for her in front of so many people. I mean, this is absolutely like apartheid on the grounds of discrimination. I don't know when this country is going to really learn. I mean, she was coming to my conference here, the North-South Dialogue, and she was speaking today, and there are 20 countries here who have heard that Jija was thrown off. I mean, so much for inclusion in this country. I'd really like to know what the minister is doing, and also what the Minister of Civil Aviation is doing. I mean, is there going to be some punitive action against this private airline? You know, do they not know what is standard mandate and statute?
Right, ma'am. Your outrage, of course, shared by just so many of us who could barely believe this report when it first came in. Ma'am, also, SpiceJet has since apologized. They said they're going to conduct an inquiry. They're now offering to fly her tomorrow. Does that really make things any better?
No, no. It is just absolutely nonsense. They've got to have some punitive action against that captain. Does he not know the law of this land? He's making money in this land. Does he not know the law? So what is the punitive action? When it's a violation of every single legislation that we have done for the last 40 years here. What is going to happen? I mean, is the government so apathetic and indifferent? I, as a mother, I just feel terrible because, I mean, I just feel her shame. I just feel awful hearing her talk also. I mean, it's just incredible. I don't know when this country will ever learn.
Right, ma'am. Talking about when we're really ever going to learn, of course, we've been talking for so many years now on integration. We've been talking about overcoming this stigma. What do you believe has actually changed on the ground, ma'am, as far as perceptions are concerned?
I think that there has been a change. Yes, you see a lot of people around. In fact, Jija was there at the at Vigyan Bhavan, and she was giving a special speech at the award ceremony. And yes, there has been some change. But, you know, on the ground level, I think that we have a long way to go. And I think this is where the government has a very strong role to play. I mean, they're the major trustee of the nation. How long will civil society, people like us, it's just piecemeal, whatever we are doing, you know. I mean, there are 100 million people outside with no constituency, no political representation in Parliament. Do they not hear us? I mean, just because we don't have the votes, you know, I mean,
right, ma'am.
that's
How long
all.
will
I mean,
India really keep silent?
Inhuman.
Right, Dr. Mithualu, thanks so much for joining us. And we do hope that Jija does get to attend.
It's certainly not the most human,
Right, ma'am. We do hope that Jija does get to attend that conference that is underway there in Goa. Thanks very much for joining us and taking time out to speak to us this evening.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.